statuses.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come. Oh.
Has she gone or is she here? Kathleen Kennedy's employment status is queer. It's really ready to go. Okay, stuttering! Okay, stuttering! Okay, stuttering! Take me by the hand, take me by the hand, okay, take me by the hand, take me by the hand, okay, he, him, they, them. He, him, they, them. Some people just call me Fluffy. Me by the hand. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man. What the fuck is he wearing? It's not Halloween. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man. Fucking sizzling. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man. Oh my god, am I bending the head? Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man. Oh my god, like yeah. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man. Hey darling, you can smile more. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man. That's what we fucking do. Fuck off! Ooh, take me by the hand. Ooh, Mr. Ocean Man. Ooh, take me by the hand. Ooh, Mr. Ocean Man. Yeah, she is all gangrenous. That's cute, you massive fucking soy cock. He, him, they, them. Superficial bollocks. He, him, they, them. Spider monkey fucker. Some people just call me Fluffy. Holy shit. Yard, 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 yard. It's Captain Gay. Yes, of course it's Captain Gay. Yard, 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 yard. It's really ready to go. Here's some Hollywood horse bitch. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, kitty fuck. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, fucking sizzling. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, I'm gonna make one of your main balls. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, oh my god, like yeah. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, beat him into submission. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, yada 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 yada. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, you got me. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, so fucking crazy. Ocean man, take me by the hand. Ocean man, fuck off. Fire, fire, big pants flyer. One of them. So that went well. Let's move on. She's like, it's oh look, what a coincidence. God damn, I hate this thing. I can't say the word tampon. So she turns up at the wedding and the bride's got a nice rack. That's what I got from this episode.
Did that get the episode a point?
No.
No?
No. Because, right, I'll tell you why. Because I have actually thought this out. I'm not even joking. because Jamila comes on later and, you know, she's got some goods.
Mhm.
And I was just like, oh, do I give it a point for Jamilia's jubblies and the bride's jubblies? And I can't give tit points.
Oh, how
Then
very
I'm going to be just
mature.
giving tit points throughout the season, and it's going to have this. No. So I'm like, I'm sorry, breasts. You can't score. You can't score.
Good job.
I know. I thought so. I had to put my foot down, and it was hard. You know, it was a hard decision because she got a nice rack.
And the woman that they actually had playing the girl that was getting married, she's actually trans. And I don't know if people knew that.
I just thought she was ugly.
Yeah, that's a dude.
I said she had a nice rack.
Hey, the one scene when
Got you.
wait,
A trap.
so when
A trap.
it's a trap. When the two women started arguing and he jumped out of the window, that was the only scene I could identify with.
Identified with
the
that so
entire
much.
series.
It's like,
So I think they're setting up the villain to be an incel, and it's probably one of the dudes she dated.
Oh my god, it was so.
that's why she was so
fucking bad.
obsessed
No,
with She-Hulk's
hey,
actual
hey,
boobs.
This fucking timeline.
I do too.
Hey,
I
Az,
do
you
too.
didn't fucking jerk off to her, did you?
He did. He did.
Thought about it.
All right. I'm just getting flashbacks to the Ace Ventura. You know, Ace Ventura.
Oh, yeah.
Einhorn. Einhorn is
That's no way.
I'm a transgender woman, and as a trans person, it's hard to articulate exactly how I feel. But I guess if I had to
I know how I felt. I didn't feel very good that day. I know all there is to know about the crying game. Oh. Welcome, bienvenue, and all that sort of stuff to afternoon tea with Az. I got my cup of tea here. It's nearly drunk. Yorkshire tea biscuit flavor. I don't want to tip it. I don't want to tip. Oh, you can just. Ooh. That was a rough day, folks. That was a rough day. Not only did I have to do a She-Hulk review, but a meme was born. And I've been living with that ever since. To mistakes, long may they live. Hello, everyone. Again, welcome to Afternoon Tea with Az. This gives me during the week. Words. This Wednesday we had hobby time with Carl Benjamin, Nick Recader. First time we'd done this in a long time, and much overdue. We called it. I called it hobby time now because they were doing their Warhammer painting. Nick was still painting the same fucking figure that he's been painting forever, and Carl was painting some of his Eldar. So exactly, really, who is gay here? You know, Eldar. And I was building my Lego, which is now complete. I don't know if I can. Can we peekaboo? You can just peekaboo over there. You can just see the top of it. Now I've got to try and get the camera back in to the right position, ladies. Without a Dutch angle. That'll do. And yesterday, before yesterday's very emotional Zelda stream, holy shit, I got stuck in a shrine for 90 minutes. But when I figured it out, oh boy, was I a happy chappy. That is currently, by the way, That is currently processing on my gaming channel. So 5, 4, 3. I've already been demonetized on this stream. 2, 1. Part 2 of the Zelda stream's now gone private on this channel. You can catch it on my gaming channel. Go to the come on. I'm gonna request a review of that. Come on now. I told you, I play Ocean Man. That's it. It's over. It's over for the stream, folks. YouTube don't like that. They don't like it. It don't matter. It's gone. The afternoon tea's gone. Yeah, just before I started that stream, which went on for 10 hours, by the way. Whew! 10 and a half hours, to be precise. And you can catch every minute, every high, every low, every joke, every salt, every tantrum, every dummy spit. It's all there. I don't edit it out. I'm me. I'm unashamedly me. And I won't change for anyone unless it's a fit woman with big knockers. And we'll consider it. Oh, this is Drinker. Ooh, and it's the number 1. Sorry, I'm just replying to Drinker. My Leon Kennedy statue arrived. Right, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna just do a quick should I do an Insta? Let's do an Insta. Fuck Twitter. Let's do a quick Insta. Let's do a quick Instagram. Let's okay. Quick Insta. What? That wasn't me. That wasn't me. That was not me. Okay, I'm just going to upload this on the gram. Doing it for the gram. Do I want to put a filter on it? Let's have a look. Let's see if there's any sort of like... Oh, that's that. We'll use that one. We'll use that one. Let's put that up on the gram. And then I'll show you. Let's open up the gram. I will finish the first story, I promise. It takes me a while to get there. Duke. Here we go. Open this. Gosh. As some of you will know, the Ada Wong statue. The Ada Wong statue arrived the other day. And today, I was unable to buy this from Sideshow. But today arrived the Leon S. Kennedy statue. Now, these are their OG Resident Evil 4 costumes, by the way. They're OG Resident Evil 4 costumes. And so Leon and Ada... These, by the way, these shell. What do we call them? Do we call them shells? No, that's shotguns. Casing? Casing? I don't know. I'm British. I only know about knives. So these are not magnetized or glued onto the base. These are all free. These are all free standing. So you get a handful of these cartridges, shells, whatever, and you just drop them on the base. You just like kaplunk. Do you remember kaplunk? You just go and you let them naturally kind of spread. So I got Ada with the Tommy gun so she could have all these
you know, bits there. She's got a knife. You can see she's got a little knife. Yep, casings. Nice. Okay, so you just struck the casings all there, you know. Leon's got his knife. You put that on. You put that on. There's a pack around the back. You put on. You put that on. You put all this foliage. You put that on, and then this, yeah, that is Rodimus Prime in the background. That is the XM Studios Rodimus Prime. I don't know if I put up. I think I put up a statue. There's, by the way, there's Ken the Eagle from Battle of Planets for us in the in the West. Science Team Gatchaman. If you're if you want the actual legit. I don't think I did. There's me sleeping on boobs. Ladart bought me these boobs for my birthday or Christmas. It's either my birthday or Christmas. So there's me sleeping on my boobs. There's my little kitty cat. Look at my little kitty cat. Ken the Eagle. Although in the West he was called Mark from Battle of Planets, but it's Ken the Eagle from Science Team Gatchaman. There's my little kitty, my little bell kitty. Look at my little kitty cat. She's tiny. She's a little tiny pussy. And I love her. I love her so much. There's some of my Transformers. Here's the page. This is the page before it got framed that Graham Nolan sent me. This is the original page, page 11 of Detective Comics 701. And these are Chuck Dixon's words as well. These are Chuck Dixon's. This is Chuck Dixon's writing. So this is a Dixon Nolan production right here. But this is the original art that went into the comic. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. And Graham signed it and sent it to little old me. We're talking about this yesterday. Jeez. Look at that beautiful Nolan Batman. Look at that amazing Nolan Bane. Holy. That's there's my Optimus Prime. Here he is. Yeah. Boom. There we go. Rodimus Prime. The XM Studios Rodimus Prime. Look at that. Look at that beauty. That you can see that's glowing. You can actually put a battery in there, a little watch battery, and that will glow. You can't turn it off though, so it will glow for and sparkle for 3 days and then die. And you can put batteries into the head and light up the eyes, which I haven't done yet, and I need to do that. I need to get the correct batteries for that. I bought some. And then I sort of put them somewhere, and I've got no idea where. I bought some, but I got no idea where I put them. And I have already purchased on a pre-order, but I've already paid it off. So I don't have to pay anymore. And all this was done before I started my mortgage fund. But I've also purchased the accompanying Galvatron XM Studios statue that will go with this piece. So I'm going to have Rodimus Prime and Galvatron squaring off against each other. Beautiful. It's got the toy look because in the it's got the toy look because in the cartoon the legs would be black. But it's got the toy look which actually had the red legs. Batteries from Poundland. So that's the Rodimus Prime there. Look at that. Oof. That's all a seamless body, apart from the feet, because you can change the feet as well. But that is a seamless body. That is a great one. Great one. Little bit of Skyfire, Jetfire. Could you rig up an external switch for the battery? Probably. Yeah. Probably. Maybe. But you'd probably have to run a wire though. You'd have to run a wire down the back and. I really want that? Not really. And there is the Ultra This is the X Transbots Ultra Magnus. I mean, this is an absolute beauty. A beauty. And Fans Toys have just put up for pre-order their version of Ultra Magnus. So I've had to pre-order. Had to pre-order that. But the X Transbots Ultra Magnus is sensational, man. Sensational. There's my Tuvok from X06. Here's my Gotham statues. This hasn't got the Zatanna one. I've also added Zatanna to this. I've shifted Batgirl back, Catwoman back, and Black Canary back, Robin across a little bit, moved Huntress across with a beautiful breast. Sorry? Did you say something? No, I didn't say anything. That was it you? I didn't say anything. Was that you? Or me? Shifted out across, put the Zatanna there, and I'm living in hope because I'm on the wait list, but I'm living in hope that I get an email from Sideshow saying that the Poison Ivy is available for you. And I'm on the wait list. I'm on the wait list. My 1 in 6 Squid Game. That's awesome. 1 in 6 Master Chef. Chris Gore. This must have been during an FNT episode. Fucking hell, I've got the chat up for some reason. Why on earth would I do that? Here's my this is my Azrael Batman 1 in 3 statue downstairs. Oh, let's just go back because it's this one. Yeah, the Gigapower Dinobot figures, they're nice, but I've already got the Fans Toys Dinobots. But I was nearly tempted to get the Gigapower Snarl. But here's a little bit of it anyway, of the 1 in 6, it's not 1 in 6 at all, 1 in 3 Azrael Batman statue. This is a 1 in 6 comic Batman. It looks so good. There's a 1 in 6 comic Two-Face. Look at that. Batman Beyond. That's from the Arkham game. Got Gambit. Bit of Gambit, a bit of Cyclops. Looks well better. These actually do look better in person than they do here. Skyrim man. My Skyrim. Oh, watching a bit of Dr. Disrespect in the back. Firm handshakes, Doc. Champions Club for life. And is this?
Greetings. Transform. Hey, Optimus Prime. Greetings. Transform.
Yes. This is the first edition. This is the first edition. I actually have the second edition as well with trailer. So the next time my brother is up, next time my bro comes up, we want to do some recording of the Optimus Prime with its trailer transforming and doing stuff. So we're going to do that next time he's up. There's my these are the what are these? These are the MDLX, I think. These are the MDLX transformers. These don't transform, they just come like this, but they're very, very posable indeed, and they're excellent. These are absolutely gorgeous. So I got the Optimus and a Bumblebee. I've got the Rodimus Prime on pre-order. I've got the Megatron on pre-order, and the Starscream just came up for pre-order as well. These are beautiful, small, but so posable and really, really good. I think I've also got the Gold Bug version of Bumblebee. Oh yeah, that's a good filter. That's the zombie Iron Man from Spoderman. Spoderman 2, which was not a very good film at all. But Mysterio looked great, and this looks great. Starscream's right behind me if I just shift across. We got the Seekers down there. We got Starscream, Thundercracker, Skywarp, Starscream, Thundercracker, Acid Storm, Blitzwing, who isn't a Seeker, and Sunstorm. I need to get Ion Storm as well, but that's on pre-order. Ion Storm's on pre-order, and down there I've got Ramjet and Thrust. So I'm also on the lookout for a Dirge. I don't know if they're doing a Dirge yet. This is the comic book Iron Man, which looks beautiful. I do love my die-cast Iron Man, I gotta confess. But I'm gonna get, this is the Kingdom Come Superman. Kingdom Come Superman. I go with the Gen. I'm getting the Gen 1 stuff, not the Gen 2 stuff. Gen 1 stuff. And these are the Enterprise D shuttlecraft. These are my Enterprise D shuttlecraft. This is downstairs in my front room. Thinking of getting rid of these cabinets and replacing them with some modular cases. That's the Joker that goes with accompanies the Batman. I think this is good. I think I got this in a good pose. Yeah, I got that in a pretty good pose. Tony Stark. I am Iron Man. Taking a bow. This is when all the statues and shit were all here. This is before the here's a much better picture of this is the Azrael Batman 1 in 3. This is a big boy. This is a big boy. I just gave this a clean. Last time my brother was up, gave this a nice clean. Took it apart. Gave it a good clean. Put it back together. This is a beautiful piece. Absolutely beautiful piece. Cara Dune. Portrait's not very good. I do like the rest of the figure, but the portrait could be so much better. It really could. This is I think this is my professionally painted Death Guard. Looking pretty sexy. That's what I fooled Sargon with. This is my Huntress, my 1 in 3 Huntress from Hush statue. Tick ties, save lives, boys. Cavill Superman, Stephen Amell, Green Arrow, Fallout. This toy is already better than the TV series, which is going to come out on Amazon. Doomsday Joker. Batgirl statue. A better look at the Batgirl statue. Lighting's really poor in that. We got the Doc. Nice and blurry. We got Janeway. Nice and blurry. Got the Venom. Oh yeah, the Iron Patriot is incredible. This Iron Patriot is insane. What a good Batgirl comics. Chuck Dixon's Birds of Prey. They're good. There's Frankie. When he's a little boy. Frankie's got a bit bigger now. He's 2 years old. This is my nephew. he wanted to play barbers with me and put lotion on my head so that he could shave it off. And by shave it off, use his finger. This is the Kingpin, comic book Kingpin. There's the Mysterio in the background as well. And there's my 1 in 4 Iron Man. There's Morley! My little Morley plushie getting in there. Nightwing. Got some Shore Troopers. Picard and Data. Picard and Data from First Contact. You can't get me contracted to this. Gamers know. Gamers know. Gamers know. Yeah. Yeah. Joel, before he had his head caved in, because they did his boy dirty. Oh, this is Blitzwing from the Bumblebee film. Now, this isn't, obviously you can tell this is not Blitzwing's colors, which are like purple and yellow and, or sort of like purple and beige and shit. But they wanted to use Starscream, but they couldn't use Starscream. So they called it Blitzwing, but put it in Starscream's colors. That's pretty sweet. That is pretty sweet. Little Frankie when he was little puppy. Little Frankie when he was little puppy. Look, little puppy. Little puppy. Look, little puppy. Little Frankie, little puppy. Such a cutie. Here's some of my 501st. Here's a bit of my 501st going on here. Excuse me. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8. Then we got a couple of Coruscant guards. Biker Scout. Here's my back. Here's a better look at the Batman. Look at that. This is beautiful. This is a beautiful statue. Now they did do an alternative version of this, which was actually gray and blue. So they had all this gray, and then they had blue. You know, the proper like Batman blue. But they didn't put the pants on. They didn't put the pants on. I nearly got it because I thought if I do get it, I would actually paint. I would paint the pants on. You'd have to if you're doing gray and blue. Just because, I guess. Here's Frankie going nuts as a puppy. For some reason, pop bottles used to trigger him. He used to get absolutely triggered by bottles of pop. Oh, West Ham 2 leaves one. Oof. Frankie going crazy. Little Frankie! Little Frankie, look at the little Frankie boy! 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 How cute and adorable! How absolutely adorable! Oh, Frankie. There's the Mysterio. This looks really good. It's a good Mysterio. Little Frankie. Little Frankie boy. Little Frankie boy. somebody photoshopped, or did I? No, yeah. Somebody photoshopped me into the Suicide Squad. That is when right. This is the meme, folks. This is the meme. You'll see this picture on quite a few memes of me. Hair shaved it. I was shaving my head, and my trimmers ran out of charge. And I still had hair to cut. So I had to put it on charge and look like a fucking mental patient for a little bit. There we go. A couple of that. Oof. There's the Punisher in the iron suit. Tifa must be cold where she is. A little bit of Tifa there, you know. That's a good. It's a good 1 in 6. That actually, it's a good 1 in 6. That's my OG He-Man, which I've still got. This is my OG He-Man, which has got dart holes on it from when I had him up on the dartboard and was throwing darts. So this is my OG He-Man from when I was a kid. From when I was a little kiddie poo. So this is what? This must be, I don't know, 40 years old or something, you know? This is, this is my He-Man. Still got it. Still got it. And it still does the twist. Still does the twist. There we go. Here's a great look. Here's another look at the 1 in 3 Azrael Batman statue. That is so good. That is so good. Yeah, I've got both of these. So I got 2 of these so she could have both costumes, both outfits. Tifa! There's Leon. Put him on that. I put him on this new base, this new umbrella base. But this is the Dam's Toys Leon S. Kennedy from the Resident Evil 2 remake. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Leon. Leon's my boy. He's my boy. What else? And Jammy Dodgers, while I was allowed Jammy Dodgers, me with no top on and a beard that's needing severe trimming. R.I.P. Dick Donner. There's my Soundwave from the Bumblebee movie. Here's another one, actually. There you go, look. There's the Soundwave. And there's my Scourge. This is the X-Transbot Scourge. There is a Fans Toys version coming. That's me on Unsafe Space. Remember Unsafe Space? What is Krista doing for views? I'm just saying, folks. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. There's my Cyclonus and my Galvatron. These were cryptic pictures because these were going to get showed off on Hot Toys, on the Hot Toys. So there's my DLX Bumblebee with mask down, which is really freaking good. I know this is afternoon tea with us, you know. We do what I want to do. There's another look with the different portrait of my 1 in 3 Batman statue. This is my This is my homemade pizza. This is my homemade pizza. Back when I was allowed to eat pizza. I haven't had any pizza for over 100 days. I haven't had a pizza in over 100 days, man. So this is my homemade pizza. And I'll tell you what, you've never tasted anything so delicious in all your life. First of all, you get the base, right? And then you get tomato puree. But you mix the tomato puree with honey. You mix the tomato puree with honey. Then you spread it over the base. Then you cut up some spring onions, some salad onions, spring onions. You cut them up. You put on some salami. These are salami or pepperoni slices. You can put don't put too much, but you can put a good squeeze. Put a good squeeze of honey, like like that. Of honey. Then mix it in. Put it down on there. Get some salami or pepperoni, which, you know, put it on the pizza. Cut up some salad onions. Put it on the pizza. Get some garlic cheese. Is it roulon? Like roulon cheese? Garlicky cheese. You cut those into little pieces because it's quite, like, tacky. Cut those into pieces, drop them on, put it in the onion. You don't put it in the onion. Don't put it in the onion. Put it in the oven. Put it in the oven and not the onion. Don't put it in the onion. Put it in the oven. Put it in the oven 8 to 12 minutes, depending on what. 8 to 12 minutes. Comes out looking like that. Just let it cool down for a couple of minutes. Let it cool down for a couple of minutes. And then just get fucking stuck in. It will be the nicest pizza you've ever had in your life. Yeah, no, cheese is fine. Cheese is good. You get this is a blend of mozzarella and cheddar. Mozzarella and cheddar grated. So you're not putting too much on. So no, this is melted fine. This is melted fine. It's so good. Yeah. I think I'm going to have a cheat day coming soon. And I think I know what I'm going to get. There's the little hint for the Leon. There you go. This is it before it goes in the oven. There you go. Before it goes in the oven. There you go. You see, you don't want to put too much cheese on. You don't want to put too much cheese on. No. You don't want to put too much. So there you go. And then it comes out looking like, you know. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Before, after. Oh, yeah. So good. So fine. Snow. I think this neighbor's just died. I think they've just died. They're not in the house anymore, and I'm really worried. I don't mean they're still in the fucking, you know, that their family comes over, but at night the curtains don't close anymore and stuff, and it's like, ah. So worst case scenario, I'm hoping that he's been put into a home. He's old, you know, he's in his 80s and he's quite infirm. The worst, I really, you know, really hoping that he just got put in a home. Is little cutie, look at a little baby. My little baby, hello. My little pookie pie. And this is before things changed around in the front room. That Lego cabinet's now moved completely. But here's some of the my hidden side Lego. Up on there. There you go. Oh, and this is the cat. This is the stray cat that came into my mate's house. I've never known a cat with such a lovely temperament as this cat. She was absolutely beautiful, and unfortunately, she got hit by a car. She got hit by a car and killed, and it was, my mate was absolutely mortified. He was almost inconsolable, and it wasn't even, it's a stray cat that just came round to his house. And so when the opportunity arrived, for him to get a dog, I sort of I was sort of like pushing him to get a dog. And so he then got Frank. So, but it's so she was the loveliest cat, the friendliest cat you've ever met in your life. So unbelievable. From the first moment I walked into his house, she'd never seen me before. From the very first moment I walked into his house, there was no sort of who's this, what. No, she just came straight up to me, purring, walking around your leg. Just absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful, 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 beautiful kitty cat. Beautiful. So sad. So sad. No. Anywho, let's just up this a little bit. We got some super chats to go through from Wednesday's stream. I have them over here. Dr. Scooter Jones with a $5 says, "Hey guys, just joined the show. Did y'all talk about Boogie versus Wings? Love you guys." I don't know if we did. Did we talk about Boogie versus Wings? It was a very, very quick fight. I mean, the rounds were 1-minute rounds. And I don't know if Boogie threw a punch the whole fight. And it was obvious that Wings was going to clobber him. And yeah, Boogie just got clobbered, man. Mauler and I were texting throughout the fight. And I text Mauler, I said, "This is the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen in my life." That was a whole weird thing. But that's all I wanted to see. I just wanted to see Wings versus Boogie. And I was there eating my tea, just like. And it was over. It was over. Iron Emissary with a $10 has been painting up some Black Templars because I freaking hate witches. Ooh. What do y'all think about 10th edition 40k coming out next month? I think I'm going to have to... I don't think I'm going to be participating. I don't think I'm going to be getting any base set or anything. I think I'm going to be... I've got enough. I've got enough as it is. And all my Warhammer stuff is in storage. It's all in storage now. I needed the space. Cerro with a £2 says, "I love these streams. You guys are great. Cheers, ears." Torin 3 with a $2 says, "Afternoon, Nick, as Sargon. Jedi are groomers." Jonathan Aldridge with a £10 says, I don't have kids yet, but have grandparents that went through World War II as adults. And I'm so grateful what peace has been that I do not want war and turmoil. No. No. You see, I mean, humankind does thrive off adversity. But we got lazy. And there's participation trophies for everything now. Particularly for men in women's sports. And we don't challenge ourselves, We don't try and better ourselves. We're told that, oh no, just accept yourself for who you are. Now it's fine to accept yourself, okay? But it's also very good indeed, trying to use tactful language here, to try and better yourself, I accepted myself way too much, and then I was just so now we're trying to do something about it. Now I'm trying to do something about it. 2-year plan, baby. 2-year plan. So yeah, everyone's being told now, no, just sit back, get fat, be lazy, get handouts, don't do anything. That's not the human condition. That's not the human condition. We got to get up. We got to try and better ourselves. We got to try and do things. We got to try and achieve. Pirate Tomsky with the £2 says, Nick, who's gonna stop me? Meta Super Family with a $5 says, any thoughts on if Warhammer 40k 10th edition would be any good? Rules were just leaked and I'm still on the fence. I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, get fat, rely on the state. Don't worry about anything else. Get fat, rely on the state. Let daddy government look after you. Let daddy government look after you. Take all of your possessions. Take all of your money. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy. Daddy government will look after you. Oh, by the way, can you just dig that big mass grave over there and put yourself in it? Thank you. That's how it... Oh, we've been currently remonetized. We've been currently remonetized. Thank you, YouTube. For how much longer, though? Don't know. Hey, you see that dude over there? No, I just see a beautiful woman. You know what I mean? Oh, dear. Don't believe your eyes anymore. Believe what you hear. Don't believe what your eyes are showing you. Don't believe them. Don't believe what you can actually see for yourself. Believe what we tell you. You are free. Free to do as we tell you. Yes. Prisoner. Ooh. Apparently, Papa John's now do a pizza on a crispy cheese base. I don't think Papa John's deliver to me because I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere. Leeds are going down. Sorry, Leeds. You're going down. The Zelda streams are over on my gaming channel. So if you go to my front page on my YouTube channel, go to my channels tab. You got home, video, shorts, live. Go to the channels tab and you'll see Hot Toys and H3B Gaming. Go to H3B Gaming, which is this channel here, which I've just started. And The Legend of Zelda Part 1 is currently up, and The Legend of Zelda Part 2 is currently rendering up to HD. It'll take about 4 hours. and then when it's rendered up to HD, I'll put it live. So you can watch part 1 of the Zelda stream. We got Sunday Fun Day from last week. We got me as this is as play now. Everyone's into some as play. All right, easy. This is where all my gaming streams are gonna go. This is where all my gaming streams are gonna go. H3B Gaming at H3B Gaming on YouTube. Go there, subscribe. This is where all the gaming streams will go. Boobs. So when I do a live gaming stream, when I finish streaming, I wait for YouTube to render it up to HD. Then I download it. Then I upload it on the gaming channel and private the video on this channel. So go subscribe to my H3B Gaming. This is where it's all going to go. And can I just say, we've already got 1.5k subscribers at the moment, but you've been watching the shit out of those streams. So we've already got over the 1,000 required subscribers. And I think we're already like 33% of the way to the watch time complete. And I've only got 7 videos up. So you've been watching the shit out of those. So thank you. So at H3B Gaming on YouTube. Check them out. It's fun. It's fun gaming. 10-hour Zelda stream yesterday is going to go up soon. A 10-hour Zelda stream. I was stuck in a shrine for 90 minutes trying to complete it. Losing the plot, spitting my dummy, banning annoying fucking backseaters and annoying people in general. Teddy's thrown out of the pram. And then I had an epiphany. I had an idea. And I put the idea into action. And I was like, oh, I don't think this is going to work. No, I don't think it's going to work. But hey, let's test it because I think I'm nearly there. So let's see where it fails. And then I'll make an adjustment. But when I hit these fans to move, oh no, I had done it right. Exactly, Fresh Snow. Back seats are for making out in and finger banging women. And fondling titty bags and getting HD hand jobs. That's what back seats are for. That's what back seats are for. And I did it. An hour, 90 minutes. 90 minutes. But I did it. And oh my God. There was a release. Because I was so happy, man. So happy. Clownfish TV, anti-capitalist coffee shop goes broke and goes out of business. This was a coffee shop that some anti-capitalists set up where you paid what you thought was the right amount for the coffee. So people would pay like 2 cents, a cent, nothing. I don't think this is worth anything. Give me a double mocha latte with skinny. So the full 10-hour stream, it wasn't just 90 minutes stuck in a shrine. There was also 9 hours actually. There was also 8 hours. No, 9 hours. 9 hours of other good stuff. So go check it out. We'll do another Zelda stream very soon. Maybe tomorrow. But I want to do a video tomorrow. I want to do an edited video tomorrow. So I might do an edited video and we'll see how we're doing in the evening. Okay? Get up early, start on an edited video, get that finished about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, probably. It takes me about 7 hours to do one of those. And then maybe get something to eat, chill out for a bit, have a wank, and then come back in the evening for a who knows? Who knows? And then Tuesday on the Real BBC, Chuck Dixon and Graham Nolan are joining us on the Real BBC. So that's going to be fun time. Jonathan Aldridge with a £10 said feminism was about women having rights and them being valued in society as individuals. It was not about what the Me Too movement is doing. So sorry, I disagree. It's only the extreme feminists that are bad. Well, feminism was meant to be about equality, women having equal rights, equal position, equal pay to men. Obviously, depending on the job. Now, I don't think there should be equality in sports. At least, the majority of sports, because men's sports bring in exponentially more money than women's sports. So I think when it comes to something like sports, then you should get paid based on the value of the individual or the sport. And I would say the same for women. Let's say women's tennis is more popular than men's tennis. Let's just, for argument's sake, then I would say exactly the same. But when it comes to a job, let's just say a financial director, an FD, I think a female FD should be paid exactly the same as a male FD. Exactly the same. If they both possess all the qualifications that are required for that role, they should get paid equally. Of course, women should have the vote. I'm only joking. I'm only joking. Of course, they shouldn't. I'm only joking. But that's what feminism was meant to bring in. And now feminism has turned into just nasty, malicious, misinterest women that don't want equality. Far from it. They want superiority. Just like CRT. It's not about equality. It's about equity. Let me ask you a question. Who determines the equity? Oh, it's the people asking for it. Oh, right. So the people who are wanting equity instead of equality are the same people who are saying exactly what that equity should be. Right. So you see that the word equality has now vanished. It's no longer about equality, because equality means parity, means being on the same level. It means receiving the same benefits and also the same drawbacks. They don't want that. They want equity. They want equity. All of the benefits, none of the drawbacks. Zano Theum 15 with $5 says, Nick, you got to get Sargon on a stream to read Unbreaded. That'd be good. That was a lot of fun when I was on Nick's stream, and I was able to read a little bit of Unbreaded. I was a bit worried I might have to say an N-word. I'm gonna say the N-word. No, I'm not gonna risk it. Not gonna risk it. Not gonna risk it. That could go all wrong. That could go so wrong. Jeremy Lorimore with the $5 says Tyranids are SJWs. They are a hive mind that only knows what to do based on their authorities. They devour everything and eventually themselves. Correct. Apparently, according to some, by the way, the reason why talking about Tyranids, and I know they were painting 40K, but some big brain, 2000 IQ individual on Twitter said to Carl Benjamin, that Tyranids were a euphemism for Jewish people. Where do you even get that? I can't even piece together the logic to get to that point. How would you even get to that? Twitter is full of geniuses. So, yeah, Damien, yes, it is massively anti-Semitic, but because he was Jewish. Apparently, well, according to him, he was Jewish, and he said that Tyranids were, euphemism for Jewish people. Yeah, Jews in space. Dave Chappelle, Jews in space. And I'm just like, why? But we are, this. Yeah, it is. It's the logic of victimization. When you are so desperate to be a victim, you will literally say any old shit. It's like the far left. This is all coming from the far left. Some far leftist white guy says you can't have orcs being bad guys because orcs are representative of black people. Holy fuck, dude. Where the fuck did you get that from? Why do you think orcs are black people, dude? Do you think you're a little bit racist on that one, dude? Where do you see that? Let's carry on. The same woke people are now saying that interspecies creatures in D&D are racist. Mixed species are now racist in D&D, according to D&D. This is according to the people. This is according to Wizards of the fucking Coast. Mixed races are now racist. Wait a minute. So I'm dating a black woman and we have a child. That child's the product of racisms? And you think that's a racism? You think a white dude being with a black woman is racist, or vice versa? Because there's only two genders, so it can only be the other way around. A black dude being with a white woman, you think that's racist? An Asian woman with a black dude, an Asian woman with a white dude, an Asian woman with a brown, you think that's racist? I think that's projection. I think you might be the racist, Sunshine. And this is Wizards of the Coast that have said this. Yeah, Grand Wizards of the Coast is perfect, Greg. You might as well call them Grand Wizards of the Coast now. Because they think black people are fucking orcs, and they think interspecies are racist. This is coming from the tolerant and accepting far left. Fucking hell, you've got people on the far right going, oh, fucking hell, mate. They're doing our job for us. They're doing our job for us. Yeah, tolerant. Tolerant. The good guys, yeah. These are the good guys. These are the people on the right side of history, folks. These are the people on the right side of history. So they keep telling us. I don't see it that way myself. I don't particularly see it that way myself. But, you know, I guess I'm on the wrong side of history, huh? Yue Kagine with the £2 in Starship Troopers game is on early access. Chaos. Ooh. Boobs. I might check that out. Poison Dart with a $20 says, hi guys, Az just started Warhammer 40k Inquisitor Martyr. Have you played it? I know zero about Warhammer, but I am enjoying swimming in the lore in the game. Cheers. I haven't. I think it's one that I wouldn't mind playing though. It's one I wouldn't mind playing. These are also the same people, by the way, that in a game of Dungeons and Dragons, which is a game based around your imagination, dungeons need disabled ramps for all those medieval wheelchairs. Fucking hell. Luis Kvas with a $10 says San Francisco, aka the realm of Slanesh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Rebound with a €5 says, here's a hot take. If one were to say that it's the government's job to clean up addicts, then the government is perfectly justified to ban drugs. I mean, I see the logic. Drugs are technically banned. I mean, you know, if you're talking about hard drugs, I know some states have legalized marijuana, but this is America we're talking about here. You know, none of it's legal in this country. So technically they are banned. If you're talking prescription drugs for medication, I mean, they're meant to be used for medical purposes. They're not meant to be abused. Obviously, they do get abused, and they can get abused, but they can also be used correctly. So, yeah, if you wanna start a war on drugs, then you've got to do it at the source, which is where they come from. Sir Marhouse with a $5 says, I just finished book 5 of the Horus Heresy and I'm absolutely hooked on Warhammer now. 1 in 10, 10th of the way there. Also, welcome Lionel Johnson. Rhino Tyrannus with a 8 Australian says, thought I'd take a break from the Great Emu War and throw some dollary dues your way for a quality stream. Cheers, man. Cheers to you. Maxim M with a £2 says, so as the Lego Batcave instead of the 1 in 6. I'm going to be getting the Lego Batcave. I'm going to be getting the new 6,000 piece Lego Ninjago city as well. They're going to be my purchases for June. They're going to be my June purchases. And I just got an email actually from Sideshow a couple of days ago. In about 2 days' time, I think on Tuesday, they're going to be taking the money for the the quarter scale Batman from Dark Knight Rises. So quarter scale Batman for the Dark Knight Rises and go together with my quarter scale Batman from Batman Begins. And then I've got these two beautiful quarter scale. But other than that, going to be transferring money into the mortgage fund. Got to get that mortgage fund up. It's ticking away. It's doing all right. 2-year plan, baby. 2-year plan. So I'm going to take a little portion of. I'm going to put it into my mortgage fund instead of toys. We're going to get very lean. And soon I'm going to go to my, not today, but soon, as in sometime in the next quarter, probably next 3 months or so. I'm going to be going to the storage and going to be looking at some stuff to start to liquidate some of the storage that nice, but it's in storage, and will it ever get displayed? Don't know. Liquidate it, transfer that money into the mortgage fund. Jared Cruz with a $20 says, for the journey. Thank you, Jared. I appreciate that. Grim Raptor with a $5 says, I thought 9th edition had the best core rules compared to 8th. Terrain especially. 9th problem was codex creep. 10th should be a good reset, though. How much weight have I lost? 14 kilos in 7 weeks. So I'm down about... and please turn your caps lock off. So I'm down just over 2 stone in 7 weeks. And I only know the 7 weeks because that's how long I've actually been weighing myself for. So it's just a start. It's just a start. There's a long way to go. There's a long way to go. The Lego Ahsoka Clone Trooper pack. No, let's have a look. Lego. Oh, maybe I have actually. Ahsoka Clone Trooper. Let's have a look. I'm not sure. I know there's that one. I don't know if there's a new one. Don't know whether or not I should stick with the Lego 5.0 first, though. None of it's open yet. I don't think, anyway. None of it's open yet, so I could just flip it. I could just flip that. But yeah, it's just the start of a long journey. Start of a long journey, man. Jonathan Aldridge with the £10 says Cleopatra was not black. She spoke Greek and was a descendant of one of Alexander the Great's generals. The Macedonia they came from is now inside modern-day Greece. Yeah, she was Greek Macedonian. She was Greek Macedonian. They know that. The people that made the Cleopatra series know that. They just want to create revisionist history. But they know she wasn't black. They've even said that this is a reimagining. You can't make a reimagining of history. That's called lying. It's called fiction. Better. It's called fiction. So you can't tell people, you can't call people racist for calling you out on your racism. But anyway, it got exactly what it deserved. Piece of shit. But there again, Jada Pinkett Smith is a piece of shit. So, you know, they go hand in hand with each other. TC Ugon with a $5 says, another plug for Warrior Tier. that Ogrim story is unironically one of the best pieces of short fiction, Warhammer or otherwise, I've heard in years. Huh? Wandering Rorus with a £10 says Space Marines are England, steeped in tradition, subject to an emperor, monarchy, spreading civilization across the galaxy. It's pretty based. Tea and Toys with a £2 says, have you built any of the Mega He-Man or Game of Thrones sets? No, I did look at the Mega Witcher. There's actually a Mega Witcher set. I was sort of tempted on that. Maybe try to maybe blend it in with the Castle Lego, you know? I don't know. Maybe. We'll think about that one. About 160 quid. It's, you know, it's pretty pricey for what it is. It's pretty pricey for what it is, man. Wobbly with a £5 says, it's a pleasure to see Carl and Nick together. It's good times, man. It's good times, good conversation. Viper 6 with a 7 Canadian says, hey Az, thanks for the great content. Love to see you on my IG. I think you'll like it. Vintage Toy Customs. Same name as above. Okay. Right, check it out. Binary Surfer with a £5 says, if historical success equals black and female plus sins of ancestors count, time to mid-century German blacks and women for the state of the world. Checkmate. Wow. How long do you think it's going to be till we get, you know, black German soldiers? I mean, there were the odd one or two. But we're talking the odd one or two. We're not talking, you know, like how the American army. No. But I could see, you know, I can see a movie of stunning and brave representation on the D-Day landings, you know. Union Jack on one side of the boat, rainbow flag on the other side of the boat. You know, historically accurate for those D-Day landings. Yeah, Winston Churchill, black female, obviously, of course. Ockham Asylum with the $5 says, makes me so happy to see my worlds collide. I started watching Sargon years ago and found the G&G space just last year. Gachi3 with a £5 says, hey guys, Woke Hammer L's here. Saw a clip of Carl giving me a shout out. I DM Carl on the Bird app to give him thanks, but thought I'd chuck a $5. Nice. I just imagine that, you know, the boat lands, the front goes down, Omaha Beach, American soldiers, helmets, tunics, skirts. A boat full of all the ladies that stormed Omaha Beach that day. 6th of June, 1944. 3,000 stunning and brave women gave their lives on Omaha Beach. Coming to Netflix. They have to take Omaha by themselves because the white patriarchal British and the Canadians you know, they're off in, where was it? They were trying to take I forget all the names of the, but you know, that's what it'll be. Stunning and brave. Oh my God, the enemy is here. He's gonna overrun us. Not he, Jerry. They. Magnificent, stunning, and brave. Juno. Well, I mean, the way that you're looking at it, be Juno. Yeah, be Juno. But then they had to push on to, was it Cairn? Something like Cairn, didn't they? The British had to push on to try and, they wanted to take Cairn on the first day. They wanted to take Cairn on June 6th. And it took them like 3 weeks for the British to actually take it. There you go. I got it right. Yeah. Cairn. Woo! History buff. Yeah, they're meant to take it. The hope was to take it on June 6th, and it took them like 2 or 3 weeks to take it. They got absolutely British got a little bit bogged down. Got a little bit bogged down. So did the Canadians. And the Germans were able to reinforce. And then the Americans got bogged down after they made good inroads at, well, you know, they lost 3,000 fucking men at Omaha Beach. Jesus Christ. And it's pronounced con. Okay. Well, you know, Ken, you know, I don't know. They took Omaha, then they pushed, and then they got bogged down. And then they actually had a resurgence and managed to go up and take where they were meant to take. So the Americans had taken what they required to do in a few days, while the British and Canadians had just got fucking bogged down. And then the British were able to break through. It was you know, I mean, we talk about, you know, D-Day. You know, D-Day and VE Day, very different things altogether. You know, D-Day was the fight back of Europe, but holy shit. D-Day was, I mean, it's not a disaster. It wasn't a disaster, but D-Day isn't the you know, isn't the decisive victory that the Allies wanted. It was touch and go because the first wave, because the sea was so choppy, the first wave could barely get to the shore. A lot of them couldn't get to the shore, the boats. So a lot of the soldiers had to get out and wade through. And a lot of them, like hundreds of them, drowned because the weights of their backpacks just dragged them underneath. And that was it. They were done. They were done. And the first waves were nearly wiped out. Nearly wiped out. It was a turkey shoot for the Germans. The first waves of D-Day. He said it was an absolute turkey shoot. The artillery missed virtually all their targets. And they were meant to have wiped out a lot of the German defenses going into the landing. But the artillery missed virtually everything. So these soldiers in the first wave were going up essentially against a completely intact German force that was meant to be decimated by artillery. The ships missed. The warships missed all their targets pretty much. It was a disaster. An absolute disaster from the artillery front. Disaster. So that first wave, the airborne got cut off, got completely cut off. The airborne divisions. And that first wave got annihilated. It got absolutely annihilated. It was a turkey shoot for the German. They were just mowing people down, mowing them. And the just the shore, just the whole shores, it's just red with blood. Just red with blood. So by the time the second wave came in, they were just met by this fucking annihilated first wave, just essentially annihilated first wave of soldiers. It was horrific, absolutely horrific. There was a moment where they nearly pulled it, and they nearly stopped. They nearly said pull back. They nearly said pull back. It was touch and go. And then the Americans, the second and the third waves, managed to make good inroads on Omaha, but they lost 3,000 men. 3,000 good men died on Omaha Beach. It's heartbreaking. It's fucking heartbreaking, man. 3,000 soldiers sacrificed themselves to push through on those shoreline defenses. Absolutely crazy. Crazy. That's just the Americans. That's just Omaha. You know, the British took less casualties. The Canadians took less casualties, but they didn't make the inroads that they were meant to make. I'm not criticizing them. I'm just saying that they didn't make the inroads that they were meant to take. There was 5 or 6. I think there was the British forces, the Canadian forces, and I think 1, maybe even 3 American. So I think it was 5 or 6. And the British, I think, were coming down on the flank on 2. The Canadians were coming down the middle-ish. And the Americans were going Omaha, and then also a couple. Yeah. And then it just wasn't that. After that, it got so messy. It got so messy after that. I mean, you know, God bless the French resistance, because when the D-Day landings happened, the French resistance could come out in force now. You know, they no longer had to really hide. So the French resistance came out in force. And their job was to sabotage reinforcements, German reinforcements. So the French resistance managed to derail a shitload of trains, and the Air Force, the British Air Force came in as well. The British Air Force supported that too. But they managed to blow up the tracks and derail a lot of German tanks going in to reinforce the beachheads, because the Germans thought that the British the invasion was going to land at Calais, because it's the shortest distance, Calais to Dover. So they thought they would just spearhead through Calais, and the British and the French and the Americans. But they managed to send some really good disinformation to the Germans, pointing that Calais was going to be the point. So a lot of the German force was actually Calais. They had fortified Calais, but when they realized it was coming down the other flank, it was coming down it was coming down a longer distance. Then they tried to shift the reinforcements around from Calais down and round. And the French resistance did a really good job of managing to stop a lot of that. But once they broke through, once the British, the Americans, the Canadians, once they eventually broke through, the Germans had fortified quite well down the road, and the only way that the you could really go was on the road, was on the actual fucking road itself. So you got American tanks and stuff and British tanks going down the road, and the Germans were just fucking blowing the shit out of them because of all the way that the way that the fencing was and the bush, you know, the farming was. They had such good cover. So you had all these tanks, just fucking wrecking the oncoming allies. But there was there was some really good there were some clever tactics used in the end, and they managed to break through. Rommel, everyone probably heard of Rommel. Rommel knew that it was lost. Once the Americans broke through the tanks, once he broke through the Panzer Division, Rommel knew it was lost, and he was furious with Hitler, that Hitler wanted to just continue to fortify. And so when the Allies are actually overrun, because what they did, instead of just saying they used clever tactics, I'll actually tell you the tactics that they used. They used a pincer maneuver. The Allies used a pincer maneuver and trapped the Germans. And they did it really well, because the German force had come in to fortify, and the Americans started to retreat. So the Americans started to retreat, which made the Germans push forward and forward. And it was a fake retreat. So the Americans were retreating and the Germans were pushing forward, which then allowed the British and the other American forces came from the south and round, and the British came from the north and around, and they trapped the bulk of the, and then once the Germans realized they were getting caught in a pincer maneuver, tried to run, tried to turn tail and fucking leg it. And only a small force managed to get away, but most of the German force got trapped, got caught in the pincer, and that was it. And then Rommel knew that was it. It's over. Boom. Gotcha. Then you had Charles de Gaulle, bit of a prima donna. But you know, I get it. And then then from there on in, the Allied forces had essentially a clear run through to Paris. And in all fairness to the Americans said, we don't want to go into Paris. And the British said, we don't want to go into Paris. We don't want to drive one force out and look like there's another occupying force coming in. You know, Charles, you take your French soldiers, you take the French in. And it was actually Charles de Gaulle that said, no, I want the Americans to be with us when we come into to Paris. So yeah, the Americans didn't actually want to do that. So it was you know, there was some you know, they tried to make it look like as much of a French liberation by the French as possible, which is, you know, you can understand that. And Sandy Q's the history buff. So Sandy, if I'm getting any of this wrong, you correct me, please. She's the history buff. So yeah, and then Charles de Gaulle, you know, Charles de Gaulle was just he wanted to make sure that the British and the Americans both recognized him as the whatever you want to call ruler of France, whatever you want to call it at that time. And the Americans and British were no problem. So yeah, you know, June 6th was the start of the liberation of Europe. But it wasn't the glory, you know. A lot of thousands of men on that day. The Allies lost more people than the Germans did. That's the sad reality of the matter. The Allies lost more people than the Germans. They lost a similar-ish, but the Allies lost more troops than the Germans lost troops. In that whole thing, and it was horrific. It was horrific. Yeah, no pants boy. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. I'm afraid they did. So yeah, it was horrific. It was horrific stuff. Razorburn as love the history chat coming from World War II fan here. But it's just, it's what I'm essentially trying to say is we celebrate D-Day, and rightfully so, because we've been mocking and yet still fewer casualties that day than the Battle of Antietam, and September 17, 1860. Wow. Fucking hell. Sandy, how many men were lost at Gallipoli? How many Anzacs died at Gallipoli? Because that was just a massacre, wasn't it? Fucking hell. World War I had some absolute massacres. Yeah, so we've been mocking Stunning and Brave. But do you know who was Stunning and Brave? The Stunning and Brave were the, and I don't mean this remotely ironically, brave being the operative word. Brave was the men that lined up in those fucking boats and tried to move up a beach. To start the liberation of Europe. I couldn't even begin to understand the bravery of those people. I couldn't begin to understand the bravery of those men. Because there was what was it? The odds were that you had a 50-50 chance of living in wave 1. 50-50 chance. And a lot of the soldiers were perfectly aware of that. They were perfectly aware they had a 50-50 chance of living. But it's amazing how many volunteers there were for the first wave, as well. That is incredible bravery. That is the human condition fighting for freedom. And now look, I don't know if those men exist anymore, or certainly not in the numbers they did back then. They didn't die for no fucking ideology. They died for freedom. They died for liberation. They died so that we can live our lives free from tyranny. Whew. Crazy. Anyway, sorry. There's history time with Az, man. There's some history time with Az. But we've got June 6th coming up, and we've got and D-Day is one day, yeah, one day where thousands of the most bravest of people who have ever lived sacrificed themselves for our freedom. And we've got a bunch of fucking weirdos getting a full month of fucking Stunning and fucking Brave. Look at me, I'm dressed like a dog, cutting off children's bits and pieces. It's fucking disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Matthew Hammond with the $5 says, I hope you continue doing this. Everyone here is so great. Thank you. Yeah, we're gonna try and make it a little bit more regular. Brian McCann with a $5. Remember, before the Romans reset the calendar to year 0, under the old calendar, the Trojan War was the old 3,100 years. Boobies. Papana with a €5 says, love the throwback songs. Thank you for not being communists. Never. Never, never. May has 61 days now. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. It's May 32nd in 10 days' time, 11 days' time. It's June 1st. It's Pride Month. No, it's actually, no. It's May 1st. It's May 32nd, May 33rd, May 34th, May 35th, May 36th, June 6th, D-Day. May 38th. I fail with a $10. Says apparently we have France and Japan to thank for Ulysses 31. That was so good. You don't get struck. You don't get struck for Ulysses 31. Press the wrong button. Should we have a look at the Ulysses 31 theme again? Let's have a listen to Ulysses 31. Put us in a good mood. This is so based. This is amazing.
It is the 31st century. Ulysses killed the giant Cyclops when he rescued the children and his son Telemachus. But the ancient gods of Olympus are angry and threaten a terrible revenge.
Mortals, you defy the gods? I sentence you to travel among unknown stars. Until you find the kingdom of Hades, your bodies will stay as lifeless as stone.
Ulysses, the way back to Earth has been wiped from my memory.
Father! Oh, Father!
You are alive, my son.
I love this cartoon. There is an 8K version, I believe. Yeah. I don't know if this is it. I don't have 8K tech. That's a father there. That's a pro family dad. That's a trad dad.
Always fighting all the evil forces, bringing peace and justice to all.
No, small robot, friend of Ulysses. Ulysses. No, small robot, friend of Ulysses.
The episode where they all come back. That's a really good one. Oh, it's so good. That's so good. Fucking hell, how have we been streaming for nearly 2 hours already, man? Come on. How have we been streaming for that long? I've still got to finish these off. The last Russian with a £5 says, Sargon, I meant subbing to Heel versus Babyface channel. Nice. Thank you, dude. Already know your channels and Rakita's too. Been with you since the white background, Sargon. Oh, there you go. Warwick of Legion Cast with a $20 says, what are you guys working on? I'm finishing building a 20-man squad of breachers and 20 assault marines for the Horus Heresy. The last thing I was working on was the 17th Legion for Horus. Baby. Sons of Horus. Aitken with an 8 Australian says Ulysses music playing on a Walkman riding a high riser bicycle would be out all day without supervision, making jumps out of dirt. Oh yeah, making ramps, get some bricks, get a solid bit of wood, make some ramps, try and do some, wheelies and shit all day. Fully problematic with a $5. You guys, I assumed your genders, are inspiring me to build the Mock Arc 170 fighter I recently received. Love fighters with turrets / tail gunners. Nice. Muffler tape with a $5 says, have you considered the influence the Earth has on everyone's brains and how there is a correlation with the reduced magnosphere that follows this? Matthew Hammond with a $5 says, the deindustrialization of Western countries, 9/11, mass immigration and the 2008 bank bailouts ruined the 80s to 90s mentality you described. But the bank bailouts didn't, did it? And Solaj Prisadivina with a $2.20 Brazilian with a super sticker. Cheering, thank you. That catches us up from Wednesday. So let's, because you shouldn't, but you do. You shouldn't, but you do. Let's go into today's supers and memberships. Magnum Norse has become a member at the bard level. Thank you, Magnum Norse. Eddie Brock with a €2 fiddy. Final Flash episode review this Wednesday. Close out the CW. Maybe, but we'll see. Ivan Petrescu has become a member at the bad level. Thank you, Ivan. Striker X24 with a $2 says, as we have all done that at least once. Oh. Ivan Petrescu with a $5 says, I hiked 3K feet yesterday to see mountaintop flowers. Weight loss buddies, right? As fucking hell, dude, you can physically do way more than I can, man. I don't even know if I can do 3,000 steps a day. You know, you're way ahead of me on that one. But hey, it's a 2-year plan, and it's only 7 weeks in. It's a 2-year plan, and it's 7 weeks in. 52 weeks in a year, 104 in 2 years. So there's still 97 weeks to go. 97 weeks to go. Let's see where we are in 97 weeks' time. Let's see where we are physically. Let's see where we are in the mortgage fund. And let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Who know? I could be, in 97 weeks' time, I could be saying to you, guys, I've got to take a few days off because we're going to be moving. Who knows? I mean, I'm only 7 weeks in. Yes, I'm a lot deeper, ladies. Fuck! Turn on. Thank you. Ladies, a lot deeper in terms of no pop, no energy drinks, no alcohol, no takeaways, takeouts, fast food, whatever you want to call that. I'm a lot, I think I'm 97 days now on the fast food, no fast food. I got 150 without energy, without pop, 170 without energy drinks. So, Gabriel. Column A, column B. No, I mean, that's the one thing I want to completely avoid. I want to completely avoid ever drinking pop and energy drinks. Ever. That's, I don't want to ever touch those again. There'll be times. no doubt where you have a drink, and because I don't think I'm going to be off alcohol for the rest of my life, but I just think that it's a vice that I can handle without while I go through this journey. So just do it. But I don't want to touch pop. I don't want to touch that filth again. Hey, look, you can see Thrust. I got to put his stuff in plastic bags and move him somewhere. And Dirge. And Ramjet, not Dirge. And then I can move that. I've got a couple of things there which I don't want. Anyway, it's just by the by. Monkey Jeebers has been a bard for 5 months. Thank you. Magnum Norse with a $20 says, we all have to deal with our proclivities. Happy joy. It is poison, Josh. It is poison. It is. There's an insane amount of sugar in just a can of pop. And I was drinking. I'm not gonna bullshit you folks. I was probably drinking 2 to 3 liters of pop a day. But I don't know how long. That's a lot of fucking sugar. Just 2 or 3 liters a day, man. I was addicted to it. It's easy to say that you've got, addictions here and there or whatever. But no, I was physically addicted to it. I would be craving it. I would need it. I would feel as if I couldn't function without it. Yeah, even the diet stuff, shit. I ain't even touching any of that. Or seltzer water or anything. Anything carbonated. Fuck off. No, I would sometimes get a bottle, 1.5 liter bottle. I say 2 to 3 liters a day. I mean, let's say 1 to 2 liters a day. But I would most likely have at least 3 cans a day. Normally a 1.5 liter bottle. A 1.5 liter bottle gone. It's easy as pie. No problem. Pour it into a glass. Chug, chug, chug. I didn't sip it. It got gulped. It got gulped down. No, I just don't want anything carbonated because carbonation in itself expands the stomach. So I just don't want anything carbonated. I'm not telling anyone else not to do anything. I'm just talking from my perspective. It was a lot of soda. It was a whole lot of soda. It would literally get to the point where I'd just be like, oh, I'm too tired. I'm going to order a takeaway. And you get your takeaway, your dirty, filthy takeaway. And then you go to the drinks. Oh, they do cans of pop. I'll get 4 cans of pop. And I'd just be there going, ah. Like Jada Pinkett Smith sucking dick. That'd be me with pop. That would be me with pop. Goga with a 50 Swedish says the milk will come and the milk will go. It moves us forward. It helps us grow. But nothing good can ever last. The creamy goodness is in the past. War Wizard with a $2 says, have you seen the Gigapower Dinobot figures yet? Yeah. We had a little chat about that. Ivan Petrescu with a $5 says, not enjoying the painting aspect of Warhammer. Thinking of selling my models and switching my to collecting figurines and DVD. Some great anime ones out there. War Wizard with a $2 says, thinking about slag myself. Hate the name change. Why? What they changed slag to? What have they changed slag to? What are you talking? Are you talking that they've officially changed? Or are you talking about third party having to change the names because of the They don't have the licenses. That's why they have to do it. Iron Maiden with a £10 says, my uncle went to the US in the 80s and asks, can I bum a fag? I could say I'm British. In a bar. I understand what that means. If you want to bum a fag, that says, can I have one of your cigarettes? That's what bum a fag means. Can I have one of your... They've changed it to slug. Jeez. Why? Did Jada Pinkett Smith get all upset? Anyway, come on, guys. Easy on the Jada Pinkett Smith stuff. Yeah, dude, the amount of times I've said that in my life. You know, when I've been out, because I used to smoke many years ago. I used to smoke, and you'd be in a pub, and you'd be drinking, and you'd realize you're out of ciggies. And there'd be, you know, somebody next to you, and they'd be smoking away, because this is when you could still smoke in a pub. And you'd just be like, dude, I'm really sorry. Do you mind if I just bum a fag off you? And I'd be like, yeah, sure, you know. Well, very rarely would somebody go, no. But it did happen. But most of the time, somebody go, yeah. Oh, cheers, man. Yeah. That's just British lingo, man. That's just British lingo. British slang really does not work over there. He never ran that fast in his life. Worded for YouTube. Gary's wizard beard with a 2 Canadian 20. As, do you have a black cat figurine? I don't have Marvel statues. I have DC statues, not Marvel statues. Do have Marvel 1 in 6s. I don't have a black cat 1 in 6. I don't know if there's been an official one. Yeah, my statues are DC, Witcher, Gatchaman, Science Team Gatchaman, and Resident Evil and Transformers. Those are my statues. Angelo Frederic with a $10 says, good day, as better of the Osterhagen key. Oh my god. I'm gonna press it, Angelo. I'm gonna press the button. I'm gonna press the button. I'm gonna press the button, Angelo. I'm gonna do it. Crystal D with a $5 says, love afternoon tea with you as my morning coffee. Wanted to say thank you. Past few years have been hard, things getting better, but you've always made me laugh through tears. Love you. Hey, Crystal, that's the beauty, man. That's the beauty. Sometimes things are bad. Things are very bad. I spoke about this a time of my life on stream yesterday. It was really bad for me. I'd just been told by the doctor that I had a 50-50 chance of cancer and we needed to do more tests, which wasn't great. I got fired from my job because of that. They used it as an excuse to fire me because they didn't want somebody potentially with cancer who would have to take, significant time off probably. So they fired me. Don't worry, I got a payday off them in court. Don't worry. And I was living in a place that I hated, in a shared house. I hated it. Hated the people there. I was medically signed off because of the condition. And no money, broke, absolutely broke. And I thought, I was at the lowest point in my life, really was at the lowest point in my life. And my friend, who I'm still friends with to this day, we talk pretty much every week. We go out, we do stuff. My friend who I went to the cinema with to see John Wick, he didn't even get to court. They settled out of court. And my mate turned up one day, and he had these couple of big bags of food shopping for me. And he'd got me bread, milk, beans, I think some fish fingers, some pop, noodles. He got me all of this, just a bunch, some food to last me. And never forgot that. I never ever forgot that, Vegemite, Marmite. Of course, fish have fingers. What are you talking about? Crazy talk. So at a point where I was at my lowest, my friend was there for me. He was there for me, and it meant the absolute world to me at the time. It still does, because I never forgot it and I never will. But it meant the world to me, and no matter how bad things get. Oh, I wish there were cornettos in there. Fucking hell. No matter how bad things get, they can turn around. They can turn around. And I could never see myself then in the position that I'm in now. But things change. So hang in there, kitty, is what I'm trying to say. Hang in there, kitty. Hang in there. It's always darkest before the dawn. It really is. It's always darkest before the dawn. So hang in there. Don't give up. I'm flattered by your words, but it's only you that can bring yourself out of this. So you're the one that brought yourself out of this. Just like the poster. Hang in there, kitty. Hang in there, kitty. Matthew Hammond with a $5 says, can't you make your own cauliflower pizza crust? Yeah, I could if I wanted to, but I could also fucking run the marathon, but I couldn't actually, but I ain't gonna do that either. Vuli with a $5. Hope your afternoon's going well. Just wondering if you've listened or read Asks of Omen. It's a great series and excited for 10th edition. I haven't. Nick's the law, man. I was like I like to paint stuff, man. Hayden 75 has become a member at the Bard level. Hayden, good to see you, man. Boar Legion with a $5 says, everyone knows that there is never too much cheese on a pizza. That one looks naked. Good morning. Love your Saturday tea time chats. Thank you, Boar. David Grimes with a €2. I see you, Bashy Washy. David Grimes with a €2 says, hey, lads, did you see the Mortal Kombat 1 trailer? I did. Beat them ups aren't my game, but the trailer looked based as fuck, man. It looked great. Trailer looked great. But I just don't like beat 'em up, so I won't be getting it. But the trailer looked great. So if you're into beat 'em ups, it's looking really gory and brilliant. That's what I like. Run! It's Godzilla with a $10. It says, hi, Az. Love the shows. Can you describe the level of detailed difference with the Switch 4K upscaler? Looking at buying one, I want to make sure it's worth the $120-ish. It's slight. It's slight. You can tell that there is a difference. It's not huge. It's not like, whoa, look at the difference between this and this. It's way. It's not like going from 1080p to 4K. If seeing that level, there is a slight difference. So it's up to you. I'll leave that up to you. It's not mega. It's a little bit. It's a little bit. But when you're running around on a 30 frames a second, because that's the thing that it won't change, is the 30 frames a second. You're always going to have your 30 frames a second issues. D Breezy with a $10 says, for the demonetization, didn't you put out the Ocean Man track? Why the demonetization? I did. I don't know if that got demonetized. Let's have a look. Let's see if I can spell. Here we go. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. It is not monetized. It is demonetized. Yeah. Right. You know, demonetization can be when they say you got limited to no adverts, basically you're gonna get nothing out of it. The video, my Ocean Man video I have on the channel's got 94,500 views. 94,500 views. Do you know how much money that video has made with 94,500 views? It's made £6.96. £6.96. Now, if I was to look at an equivalent video, my Brie Larson video is on 95,500 views. So my Brie Larson video is on just 1,000 views more. That's it. Let's look at the analyticals for the Brie Larson video. 95,500 views. It's made a little bit more than £7. It's made a little bit more than £7. When I say a little bit more, it's made a lot. It's made a lot more than £7. So yeah, when you get demonetized, you know, you get demonetized. Simple as. Simple as. You get Googats. £8. Yes, correct. I got £8 for that. Thank you, D Breezy. Rabbit D Megan has upgraded their membership to sorcerer level. Megan, you've just unlocked all the secret gaming playthroughs that I have hidden behind that membership paywall at sorcerer level and above. There you go. Thank you. Plazookas with a $2 and their first super chat on the channel, so thank you. Seen Poor Unfortunate Souls vid should compare original? Okay. Okay. It'll be demonetized because of language and stuff like that. That's why it'll be demonetized. Austin Colton has become a member at the Bard level. Thank you. Martino Schmaune, the Suave Swiss. With a 10 Swiss says, what is Sean Connery doing in Az's studio? Cash me money, Penny. My name's Pussy Galore. I must be dreaming. Magnum Norse with a $20 says to Disney. I'm going to sneeze. Well, nice subtle sneeze there. Magnum North with a $20 says to Disney and Marvel and Netflix, dig a hole. Because that's where you're going to end up if you don't listen to the fans. Dig a hole and bury yourself in it. I think I just... Oh, it's Drinker again. Lottie with a £5 says D-Day disinfo to Germans, I believe, was provided by a Catalan spy codenamed Garbo. Nice. There you go. A little bit of info. Oh my lord! I think I've blown my throat out with that. Chug that down. Chug that down. Mr. Buttcrap Media has been a bard for 25 months, and Jared Cruz has been with a $20 super. No message, Jared. Thank you. It's $20 in my pants. Malcolm Campbell's been a sorcerer for 5 months, and Martino Schmaune, the Suave Swiss, with another 10 Swiss, says, my German grandfather could recall with total cold approach the number of Allied he killed. He had a scary old approach, brainwashed as Hitler Jugend. Ooh. My granddad's kill count was 0. Slenderman has been a Witcher for 4 months, says my grandpas were both in the war. On the German side, both young teenagers sent to the front as cannon fodder. Yeah, one thing, when they did take the beaches, when they did take the fortifications, one thing that they did realize is that a lot of the captured soldiers were either old or very young, teenage boys or older men, because they were essentially, you know, that's where the conscription had gone. Kento Rook gifted 10 memberships to the stream. Thank you, Kent. Darth Jazzmag has been a sorcerer for 8 months and says, hi, Az. Keep up the good entertainment and chat. Been a lurker for a couple of years, but signed up because you deserved it. Thank you, man. Mara Carlisle has been a sorcerer for 2 months. Says, thank you, Az, for those history words of wisdom. This is why I follow you. Well, you better pay attention to history, lest you're doomed to repeat it. And boy, are we going down a 1930s Germany route right now. Believe me. 421 Spaceman with an 8 Australian says, waking up every morning here in Australia during the 80s. We had Voltron, Astro Boy, Battle of the Planets, and Ulysses 31. Good times. Jared Cruz has also gifted 5 memberships to the stream. Jared, thank you. Thank you, dude. Martina Smaunag! The Suave Swiss. But a 5 Swiss says, sorry for the super chat, Saz. You're forgiven, Martino? I forgive you. I find it in my heart to forgive you for super chatting me, okay? Because that's the kind of person I am. I am a forgiving. Matthew Hammond with a $2 says, have you watched the Centurions cartoon? Many moons ago. Like 35 years ago. Timothy T with a $10 says Cisco Day, 22nd of May 23. The Cisco Day. Fox One has been a sorcerer for 4 months. Says you're doing well with the lifestyle change. You look well. Think of the money you'll save too. Keep it up. No homo. That's Kinnell. Well, yeah. I mean, you know, the amount of money saved by not buying takeaways, not buying fast food, not buying soda pop, energy drinks. They're expensive stuff. There's a sugar tax, don't you know? Yeah, the amount that you save during doing that it's quite a lot. It's, you know, it adds up. So if you can start funneling stuff into a mortgage fund instead of putting poison into your body, I'm trying it. I'm trying it. Josh Knight with a $10 says Champions Club for life, brother. Love you dearly. It's a privilege to stand with you. Now for some fucking eggs. Okay. I mean, you know, when I say eggs, I always make sure that I say fucking in front of it as well. Enjoy your eggs. I had some eggs for breakfast. I had a couple of fried eggs. Peter86 with a 10 Polish says, all the best from sunny Poland. Lovely day to you. Oh, and firm handshakes as well, Josh. Thank you, Peter. It is a lovely day. I've been out for a walk. I've had a little walk. Only a little, because you know, that's all I can really manage. But I've had a little walk, you know. I've had my morning constitution. I've had a morning constitution. Bashy Washy with a $50 says, I'm sorry, Az, but you are telling me that those who take it up the bum are not as brave and stunning as those who fought in a war? Such a bigoted take. Try being misgendered. It hurt more than death. And to say that before the Holy Pride Month. Wow. I'm sorry. Bashy Washy, I apologize. I apologize for my heresy. I apologize for my heresy. I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me, the forgiver of Martino Simone. Robert McDonald, Robert, how you doing? With a $20 says, good afternoon. After watching how well you've done over the last 6 months, I've decided to try and quit being my own worst enemy. That's my worst enemy, dude, is me. I am my worst own enemy. My own worst enemy. And my self-improvement started with the food first, and only carb-free works for me. Good on you, Robert. Good on you, man. Mr. Drow with a 6-month sorcerer says, hope the day is treating you well. Like the history talk, would you guys do things like that on the Real BBC? Real BBC isn't the right show for that, but you know, with these little streams I do with Carl and Nick Ricader. I'm trying to say Nick Ricader and Nick at the same time. Rick Narrator. You know, who knows? Because you know, Carl's a history connoisseur, isn't he? I'm not a history connoisseur, but he's a history connoisseur. Robert McDonald with another 20 says, the 8 Frank Frazetta t-shirts that I had printed up arrived this week at £320. I need a 4XL t-shirt so it doesn't look like spandex. The only one they had was a 3XL. I guess that was the straw that broke the fat camel's back. Hey, Robert, if that's leading to you wanting to do some self-improvement, don't call it the straw that broke the fat camel's back. Call it fate. Call it fate. Martina Swiss. With a 5, Swiss says, your kindness knows no limits. I know, right? Eddie Brock with a €2 fiddy says, do you ship Jimshi, Jimmy Olsen, and Banshee in DC? Eddie Brock with a €2 fiddy says Guardians 3 currently at 266.5 million domestic. Let's see what its international is, because it's international. It's doing much better on the international side. Let's have a look as the weekend prediction come in. Come on. So, unsurprisingly, Fast 10 has taken the first lot. It's at 659 worldwide. Now the competition's coming in. It's not a big drop off this week at all. It's about a 50. It's a it's a 48% drop off. But again, it's another good drop off. Uncontested, but still, it's good. It's probably going to hit 800, which wouldn't be bad at all. I don't think that, but it's got to hit 700 to break even, approximately 700 to break even. Then Disney will pay themselves about 150 million for the rights to stream it. Cheeky. So they'll be counting that as profit. So I imagine it's going to do around 800 to 850, which would be decent. That'd be good. I'd say that'd be good. Particularly after what a poor start it got. I forgive you as thank you, Bashiwashi. I need to get you here in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, Bashi. What's Pride Month like in Saudi Arabia, dude? I'm gonna hazard a guess it's a little bit different than San Francisco. I'm gonna speculate it's a little bit different from San Francisco. Oh, yeah, but you got to also take into consideration the international marketplace is better. However, they're only getting about 25% from China of the take. So let's say China's responsible for 250 million. Just say 200. Disney would only get 50 of that. They would only get, they'd only get 50 of that. So, yeah. A lot of hunting. I'm not going to read that out. Right, folks. This is perfect because we're coming up to the 2.5 hour mark and we're coming up to the 5 o'clock mark because I'm going to be back in 1 hour from now with Sunday Fun Day, Generation Zero, 4-player, Quarter Black Garrett, X-Ray Girl, Jane Theory, myself. 1 hour from now. Massive thank you to everyone who came to Afternoon Tea with us. Massive thank you to my mods for your time. I appreciate you. Everyone who hit a super chat here. Everyone who hit a membership. Remembered, gifted memberships. Thank you so much indeed for the support. I'll see you in 60 minutes time for Sunday Fun Day. Until then, you take care. Bye for now.